Bonjour, everybody. Welcome to Tarot Tuesdays. My name is Ruby Ray Lee. We're going to be doing some tarot today. Exciting stuff. Ouch. Let me just take my shoes off so I can feel more grounded. Why did I put this in Infinity Nikki? What the heck? That's supposed to be in tarot. Done. Bizarre. Anyways, how are we doing today? What's the vibe? Ow. I started a new job today, which is super exciting. Get out of there. Taking off Doc Martens is not easy. Alright, now we're nice and comfy and grounded. Ouch. I ran over my foot with the office chair. Off to a great start. Alright, let's just do a general 3-card pull. See what the vibes are tonight. Are we feeling God in this Chili's tonight? Or is it maybe a different vibe? Okay, we have the Ten of Swords. Tens are all... If you would focus. Hello? Okay, well, it's gonna just read as though, like, I filmed this on a Nintendo 64, I guess. Bear with me just one moment while I deal with some things. Do. And there we go. Beautiful. Alright. There we go. Now you guys can see it. The Ten of Swords. Tens are all about the end of a cycle. Completion and renewal. It was very demanding. Oh my goodness. What kind of demanding? Like, was it like you need to do things right this very second? Or... Oh, okay. You do your thing. I will attempt to be entertaining. I want to be out of the chart. Oh my gosh. That's really funny. Well, our first card is all about the completion of like a communication cycle. So maybe we've come to a decision and now we get to assert that decision. And I love this little deck. This is so cute. Your friend found it informative. That's so lovely. I love that. Oh. Alright, our second card. Ooh, the Ace of Wands. So this is going to be a new journey regarding like spirituality. So we're going down a new spiritual thing. So maybe you're like... This doesn't necessarily have to be about religion. This can also be like you're starting therapy or something's come up internally and you're starting to deal with it now. So the Ten of Swords, somebody has communicated something to you, and their word was pretty final, and now you're meditating on that and chewing on that, and you're discovering new things about yourself because of that. And then we have the Magician in reverse. So the Magician is all about manifestations and having things go your way in a way. It's the beginning of a skill set. So, and this is in reverse. So I would say that this is, maybe we're struggling, maybe this meditation that we've been doing is we're struggling to really take things to heart about, like, with what we're meditating on, like, and I particularly like that both of these cards are purple because it helps me kind of draw them together. I think that that's definitely modifying that one, this new spiritual journey we're going on. It's from within, we're fighting it, and we're getting in our own way of what was communicated to us, or what we have communicated we need. So that's our 3-card pull to start the day. Any thoughts, nouns, or anything? Ooh! Judgment reverse just jumped out. Looking like a little bit of bad judgment, maybe, regarding this 3-card pull. I'm going to put that right there in front of it. Woo! And then we have the 7 of Pentacles. 7s are the completion of another kind of cycle. They are... It's typically like a spiritual... Like, it's associated with... depending on your faith, it's associated with, like, divine completion. And, like, letting... Basically, you've let Jesus take the wheel, and he's parked the car. If that's your faith system. If it's not your faith system, then it's really about, like, reflection and control over a situation. I think in this case, it would be reflection over maybe some poor judgment that's getting in our way of this new spiritual journey that we're going down. Let's see if we can get one more card to see how it all comes to fruition. Woo! No, just one at a time, Mr. Deck. I hope that this ends with that reflection leading to the I hope we get, like, the world, or I don't know. I'd like to see it come to a healthy finish. But then again, maybe this is describing somebody else Maybe this is describing... This is just a story the cards are telling us. So maybe it doesn't describe anything. Maybe it's just something that we are thinking about while we're meditating here, you know? What decisions can we make when we made a poor judgment call and we're kind of getting in our own way, when we have this like our gods want us to succeed and they want us to be whole and complete. What's the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands are definitely connected, because of this checker pattern, this gingham. I think those are definitely modifying each other. Alright. Last card. The Hanged Man. So we're kind of stuck in limbo. A little bit. We're kind of stuck in limbo. Ain't that just the frickin' way? Look at this little cutie, though. He's cute little... I think he's a fox. Adorable. Yeah, it's hard when you get inside your own head and you get in your own way and you want... Maybe this was communication, you know, said by, like, the person that this reading would like, be about. Maybe the communication came from the self, and then we were manifesting a new spiritual beginning, but we're getting in our own way and making bad judgment calls, and that's blocking these earthly rewards. And now we're kind of stuck in limbo. That's a bummer. Lots of decisions. Lots of communication. Just keep talking about it. That's something that we can do. Just keep journaling and struggling. You know, if you have something that you've been thinking about, something that's been on your mind, it doesn't hurt at all to journal about it and to make, you know, little notes to yourself and just meditate on it. Keep thinking. Keep talking about it. Maybe talking about it is the solution. Maybe talking is the spiritual conflict. You know? We have so much social anxiety these days because we were raised on iPads and whatever. And taught to be afraid of our neighbors. I think the new spiritual journey could be learning to step outside that comfort zone of, you know, not engaging with anybody. And now this is for me, because I have been kind of on this trek of like putting myself out there on Twitch these past couple weeks and trying to stream every day just because I want to meet new people and see new people in my chat and learn how to raid and all of that stuff. And you know, maybe just, and I want to be more confident as a yapper. You know, just learning to talk and not stop talking, and hold space. That I think that's I think that reading's for me, frankly. But it could be for you too. I can share. Or for somebody you know. Or for nobody you know. Could just be a cool story. Let's do another one. Actually, I'm going to take a quick break because I want to make an adjustment. Do I want to... Yes, I will be right back. And I'm back. I've done what I needed to do. Here we go. If you want a tarot reading, there are 50 channel points. I think I've made it channel points and not... Yeah, 50 channel points. Otherwise, I'll just do readings for broad entertainment purposes. I just like the stories that the cards tell. I think the stories are cool. Let's see what we've got. The Devil. Ooh. In reverse. So the Devil, let's see. Okay. So the Devil is like an adversarial force in your life, but it's been turned on its head. So this is an adversarial force or mischief that's been turned on its head. Maybe somebody's been caught doing mischief. Or maybe they're just feeling kind of powerless. If you're feeling powerless, maybe. And what else is in my notes? It's also powerful. So, like, this is kind of like Little Red Hen energy. The I can do it myself, or then I shall do it myself energy is what this is. But that's been turned on its head. So maybe you're kind of stuck. But you do have the power to get unstuck. You just got to do it yourself. Which can be really hard depending on the context. Let's see if we get some more context. Oh, my neck. I slept weird on my neck last night. And it's been hurting me all day. Ooh, Ten of Swords coming back up. Ten of Swords. Communication. Maybe this is more of that last reading, but probably not. The Ten of Swords is like, it's communication. It's the end of a cycle of communication. It could also be, words are cutting, like swords, and I think maybe in this case somebody was cut by somebody's words, and that's why they're feeling like they can't do something themselves, why they're feeling powerless. But we have the Queen of Pentacles. Queens are like, if a king is a mentor and like a CEO, a queen is like an artisan. They're not the ones in charge, but they know they are absolute experts at what they're doing. And this is of Pentacles, which is like earthly belongings and money and, the material, things of the material realm. So I would include like having like family members and children and things of the flesh under Pentacles as well. So she's popped up and she's baked a fresh pie for us, and it's steaming and it looks lovely. So it looks like that Little Red Hen energy, we get it back up. Maybe all we needed to hear was, hey, you've gotten stuck because there's something that you need to do yourself, and that was all you needed to hear. That completed the cycle, and then you could do it yourself, and you were suddenly totally rich and vibing. Let's see if there's any. Ooh, yeah, Ace of Swords, new beginning of communication. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune is, it's kind of like the world. It's, but not really. It's cycles of life and chance. So you're not going, and it's in reverse, so you're not lucky, but you're making things work. You're doing things of your own volition without luck. We love to see that. And then we have the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor is like masculine energy, and it's in reverse, so maybe we're we're not necessarily in our feminine energy, but we are, we're not relying on masculinity and masculine traits to get ahead at what we want to do. We're doing it our own way, and we're defying social norms because men are, you know, some of the highest people societally. Hey, how's it going? But yeah, so we're doing it ourselves, and we are making money, and yeah, I love that. Hey, how's it going? Oh my goodness, hi everybody. I do free readings. They're 50 channel points, which I guess that's technically not free, but you collect channel points the longer you watch, so. But I'm feeling like if you want to go in the queue, then you could do that. But yeah. You got it. I'll do Sugar Plum, and then I'll do Dragon Wolfen. Let me make a little note. I know I can, like, do a queue. Hang on. Queue. Cloudbot. Boop, 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 boop. Queue. Open queue. Tarot queue. Confirm. Alright. I remembered how to do it. Alright, here we go. Wow! So 4 Sugar Plum. Is there any question in particular you have for the deck? Oh, Jesus. What's your question? Good night. Kind of. Sometimes deities come up in the readings. But I don't want to, like... Here's the situation. I'm white and I don't want to, like, overstep. And, like, step into closed practices and things like that. So, like, if you're into, like, the Greek pantheon or, like, Christianity, I could do one of those because I'm familiar with them and all of that. And I guess for, like, ancestors, I could do something. The Greek stuff, you got it. The Norse gods, I don't know much about them, so I couldn't tell you. Like, if a name comes to mind, then I might be able to say something like that, but I don't really know much about them. And I don't want to, like, be bullshitting y'all. Thank you. I've been thinking about her for, like, ever, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna make her my little avatar. She's got, like, this personality about her. Woo! I just dropped half my deck. Hang on. Watch out, guys. Watch your paws. Okay. Anything that Nyx has to say comes through, please. All right. Let's see. We got one more card. And then we'll check out what we have. Ooh. Now, the rule is one at a time. I have rules with my decks. Just one card at a time. If they're gonna... That was like 3. But it wants to spit something out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if that does it. Ooh, okay. So, in our first 3, we have the star. And the star, let me double check my notes so I don't lead you astray here. She's all about hope and healing and calm and keeping the faith. And you can see she's emptying out 2 cups. Let me focus this. She's emptying out 2 cups. So it's like letting, you know what, Nyx, I'm trying to remember Nyx. Is that the knight or the, I'm thinking of Styx. Nyx is like, let me Google Nyx really quick. Moon goddess. Okay. So that's interesting that we have the star and not the moon. You would think that she would pop out. But, you know what? The moon... Oh, that's so interesting. So, okay. I could see that as well. Okay, so she's pouring out 2 cups of water, right? And the cups, they represent emotions and feelings and, you know, everything that's happening internally. Well, not everything that's happening internally, but like that kind of raw emotion. And I feel like with the star, this is encouraging you to just let all of that go. And then we have here the 4 of Cups, which is kind of, that's linking these 2 cards together for sure. The 4 of Cups, 4s are like, structure, foundations, manifestations. They make a very stable table. But what's interesting about this card is we have a bunch of different types of glasses and drinks in front of us. So, and one of them, usually this is like, I don't know. It's about stability, but you have to make a decision to maintain that stability. You're manifesting this cup right here. It's coming in on a cloud. But then we have the moon in this cup. We have some, looks like boba in this cup. And some stars over here. So we're working on being calm and letting go of emotions. And then we have the Fool. The Fool is all about new beginnings. And he's almost like a child. He's young and he's vulnerable and he's just, don't worry, be happy. You know that song? Oh, sorry. Don't worry, I'll post the VOD on my YouTube channel. But I will wait until you're out of ad jail. So this Fool, the Star, the 4 of Cups, and the Fool. star. Healing. Okay, boba tea. Okay, excellent. So, it's looking like we're manifesting, or something is manifesting in terms of an option emotionally for you. So, we have like, and we've got stars as an option, and the moon as an option, and the boba tea. And then this one doesn't really have, it's got like little fizzies, it's carbonated. Um, but it doesn't really have anything. What's manifesting isn't really, it doesn't have anything of substance in it, but we have feelings with substance behind them, with evidence behind them, and the star is telling us to that that is, we are meant to heal those three places, um, and then we can take on something new with the Fool. The Fool is showing us that we are stepping into a whole new journey. Sorry, I'm trembling. It's my medication. We're stepping into a whole new journey where we're like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and go get 'em and, you know, don't worry, be happy. But we have to be careful about, you know, people manifesting, people bringing unnecessary emotions and unnecessary vibes our way. So I wonder, so looking at what I've brought up about Nyx, let me see. Chaos. I don't know what you think about like shadow work, but the way I understand what shadow work is, it's basically just working on what's going on internally, like journaling and talking through everything that's going on in your head and not letting it stay in the shadows, bringing it to light. Maybe what is being said, okay, awesome. Maybe what's being said here is, you know, let those emotions and those shadows, like, let them be revealed under this starlight. You know, we have hope under this starlight, and that can cause a little bit of chaos. It can really lead to it can really lead to a lot of different situations when we just unleash what's going on within. But try to, oh my gosh, yeah, definitely write your thoughts down. Sorry, I thought that was just kind of like a given. But I journal. I'm writing a book, so. But, oh my goodness. Now, it could just be with, it's so funny that Nyx is like partially a goddess of the moon, because I don't know if you're a girl or not, but even men, and, you know, we have our cycles, you know. And the moon, I once heard a poet writing, oh, okay. It could be that, you know, maybe your period is coming and, you know, TMI. But it could also be that, like, you're cycling with the moon, like you're on a different cycle there. And, like, especially if you are worshipping Nyx, I feel like that's going to stand out to you a little bit more, and your body's going to vibrate with that a little bit more. But I think definitely don't be afraid to, like, Girl, me too. Full disclosure, I have bipolar disorder. So, like, I know crazy. Mmm, that's real. That's super real. Let me see if there's anything else here. Oh, we have the tower in reverse. I love to see this reversed. Um, because it seems like either something has happened that's kind of like been this big Deus Ex Machina, um, like thing in your life. Like maybe somebody died, or maybe somebody, maybe you got fired, or you know, some crazy thing happened and it was just outside of your control. Maybe there was like a storm or something. But this is in reverse. And let me double check my notes. You got fired? Oh my gosh. There was a storm yesterday. So you got all the chaos going on. You know what though? I don't think it's gonna get you down. I don't think it's gonna drag you down. I feel like, oh, it's all coming together now. Okay, so the star pouring out that water. Yes. Yes, absolutely. My thought is like the star pouring out that water is like feel what you need to feel and don't let anybody bring any weird feelings towards you. And then the fool is like you're going to start a new job, you know, you're going to start something new, and it's okay to be like stepping into it with a sense of like renewal and like freshness. That's so crazy. Oh, I'm sorry, I bumped the mic. I hope it is something that you love. Let's see. Oh, we have the Page of Swords. Pages are like children. They're very like very childlike, very like little um not that they comprehend little. It's in this case it would be like taking a class at the beginner's level. And this is the Page of Swords, so this would be in communication. Maybe you're going to be doing something in customer service. Um, it's in reverse, but that's not super scary. Um, that just means maybe you have a little bit of experience going into it. Um, or maybe you have, you know, some other skill. Maybe you're like a public speaker or um, a a politician. That would be crazy. But I'm feeling like this is talking about something to do with communication, like heavily to do with communication. And I don't think there's going to be like a lot of training. I think it's going to be like, oh, that would be so cute. Yeah. I would love that for you. I love that. That's so cool. I love that. Let's see how it turns out. The High Priestess. The High Priestess is one of my favorite cards. So the High Priestess is awareness and listening to your intuition. Especially as a film director, you're going to be like really going by your intuition. Anything artistic is going to be like following your intuition. So it sounds like, you know, everything's going on your side to do film direction. Yeah, go ahead and put your YouTube in the chat. Absolutely. I'm so happy for you. That's so awesome. All right. Now remember, this could all, like, as with any tarot reading, this could be just a story that the cards want to tell you. Um, it may not be a predictor of what's going to happen, but it's so nice to think about what if it happened. And that helps us manifest those things into our lives, right? So just take that with you as you step away from this. And I truly wish you the best. And I appreciate you asking for a tarot reading. That was super fun. Well, that's fantastic. All right. Next in my queue was Dragon Wolfen. Dragon Wolfen, are you still in chat? Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dragon Wolfen. Do you have a question for the cards today? Ooh. Ooh. You're still here? Excellent. Do you have a question for the cards today? Or are we just looking for a general reading just to see what the vibes are? I think... Give me 1 second. I think you're right after Dragon Wolfen. Just general, you got it. Let me pull this third card. You don't want to come out. So we're going to make you come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, what's our third card? Ooh, the Two of Wands. Okay. So we have the Two of Swords, communication, and partnerships. Okay, we'll see you soon, Sugar Plums. This is partnerships and communication. Maybe there's something going on that, like, you need to talk to another person about. And maybe there's something that they need to bring to you. Or maybe you two have to go to somebody else and talk to somebody else. But either way, I think it involves a party of two for sure. And it involves communication. We have strength here, and it's in the upright position. We love to see that. A nice, strong position. It looks like maybe we have... I don't see any direct connection to the Two of Swords yet. Let me see what else we have. We have the Two of Wands, so, and it's in reverse. So a spiritual partnership that's maybe being blocked by something. Maybe what's going on is you have a partnership, maybe at work, or maybe just a friend, maybe somebody in like your D&D group or something, and and you guys spiritually connect really well, but there's a disconnect and it's making somebody uncomfortable. But you guys are strong. You're both strong forces, and maybe strong-minded, and so it's hard to talk about whatever's come between you guys. We have the Six of Pentacles. Sixes represent man, and in that we see harmony, cooperation, and healing. And this is of Pentacles, so we've got like earthly things coming out of this harmony. So maybe this is a lover or somebody, or a potential partner, and or a potential business partner. I could see that too. And so maybe we're hoping for some healing and cooperation that leads to a lot of money and a lot of, let's see, just material belongings coming up. But you guys are very headstrong. So something, maybe this is a hope. And then we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is going to be a new spiritual journey. Maybe one of you is going to take a step back and just really reflect on what's going, like where the other person is coming from. And maybe both of you are going to do that. And together you come together and you're able to come together and go on this new spiritual journey together. It was something that somebody said. Somebody said something nasty, and that led, and they're a very strong personality, so it was hard to confront them about it. And then you guys are on. Oh, okay. I'll wait until your ad is done. Oh, my ears. $18 seconds. Alright, are you back? Let me see if I can get my cue to work. Oh. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I cut out for a second there. Alrighty. So somebody was talking shit, and that led to disunion spiritually. It feels like you guys were really close before that, and this kind of hit you out of nowhere. And then where does the Six of Pentacles? I know where the Ace of Wands comes into play. You guys are coming together and, like, healing the the hurt. You know what? I think the Six of Pentacles is the healing. Something material got in between y'all, and that's what they were talking shit about. Ooh. And then we get the Wheel of Fortune. So it looks like you're going to be lucky. Okay. I don't mind ending this with a getting lucky card. I think that's pretty cool. Any questions or comments? I think so. It's in the upright position, so I think lucky in a good way. And then pertaining to all of this, I think that it probably has to do with the pentacles. So, financially lucky. Maybe you're gonna... I mean, this doesn't feel like a win the lottery kind of lucky. Maybe kind of like a return on investments kind of lucky. And remember, Pentacles isn't necessarily financial. It's an earthly belonging. So it's like your house or your land or your children, family members, as well as money. So, like, lucky in a way like that. Very interesting. Do you like this story the cards told you today? Remember that it's just a story, and we don't have to... It's not necessarily something that has happened or will happen, but it's something that we can meditate on in a kind of what would I do in this situation kind of way. All right. Oh, well, let's see. Seven of Pentacles. Let's see. Sevens. And the Six of Wands. I think Seven of Pentacles modified by the Six of Wands. Spiritual healing. Modifying the reflection of earthly belongings. I don't know if it's necessarily a person. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Yay. I think it has to do more with financial things or earthly things rather than a person. Just based off of these clarifying cards. something spiritually is going on with your earthly belongings. Maybe. Yeah, no problem. Alright. My cue isn't working, but I know that Sugar Plums wanted to have a second reading. So I will go ahead and do that for Sugar Plums. Let me go ahead and get the alert box on here. Bear with me. Boop, 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 boop. Alerts. Copy. Paste. I'm gonna have that over here. Excellent. Yeah, absolutely. Can somebody do like the join thing in the chat really quick just to check and see if the queue is working now? I tried resetting it. Woo! If you don't mind, if we could... Yeah! Volunteering at a film festival right now, too. Okay, yeah, let's see. That didn't come up in the queue. I'm gonna figure that out. Hey, that's the best way to learn. If you want, I have notes, and I'm using them right now, actually. I've taken pretty extensive notes on the tarot, and they are posted on my website, rubyraylee.com. Totally free to use. It's literally just pages from my notebook with explanations on each card and the numbers, and yeah, I don't think it's working. That's okay. There's not too many of you. I'll keep track of you. Let me get a notepad and paper, actually, before I... Where's my notepad? I used to have one. Bear with me just one moment. I'll be right back. Haha! We do this the old-fashioned way. There we go. Whoop. Okay. You don't want to spit anything out, so I'm gonna make you spit it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Okay. So, let me double check my notes really quick. Three of Wands. Three's completeness. Human leadership through partnership, team and friendships. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Alright, so first we have the Fool. The Fool is a new journey, and it is like, um, just having this childlike wonder and letting your intuition lead you. You're like a toddler, learning all new things all the time. And Then we have the Three of Wands. Now, this is all about friendships, spiritual partnerships. Um, and I think your friendships are going to be what carries you through the time of the in between time between gigs. Um, these friendships are going to really carry you throughout and comfort you as you deal with the grief from losing the last job and the grief from waiting for the next job and then the joy of getting the next job. And then we have death reversed. Death is not necessarily death. It's the end of a pattern and a cycle restart. Um, this is absolutely like the calm before going into a new job. Um, I think this is, you're going to have to let go of a lot of old habits formed at the old job, um, and be ready to be flexible going into the new one. Ooh, we have Temperance as well. Temperance is all about balance and balancing your emotions. Remember what we were saying before about like letting your emotions go and how the star had the 2 cups that she was pouring out? This kitty cat or raccoon or whatever this adorable little creature is, let me see if I can focus. I'm so sorry, I keep hitting the mic. This adorable little creature is passing water back and forth between the cups. She's balancing her emotions and finding stability, however she may need to find it, um, before going into this new position. Oh, and then we have the King of Cups. You master your emotions. You find stability, and you are not only like a master, but you're able to instruct others and lead others in a way of, in an emotional and intuitive way. I think this card is all about you being a film director. I think that's fantastic. And then finally, oh, we have the Tower reversed again. So maybe something else is coming down the pike, and you might not get to stay a film director as your main gig. Um, but I think you could. Yeah, I think. I think happiness is. It'll come out of. Yeah. I think the happiness will come out of your decisions over what emotions you bring into a place. Starting my projects now because it's better to start now than later. 100%. And definitely start them when you're young and you have resources. If you have resources, absolutely. Um, Being at the film festival, I want to be able to network. 100%. 100%. And that is so wise of you to do that. Um, yeah, you gotta network. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely bump shoulders. Now, like I've been saying, This is just a story. This is just one. Oh, thank you. I will check that out. Oh, okay. I'll wait for you to come back. For anybody else watching, these are just stories that we get to meditate on. And it's just one way that something could go. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, sorry. I think I might not have said my question fully. Oh, you're good? What you got? On anything about the festival? Let's see. Something... I feel like there's gonna be... Because we pulled the tower in reverse again. I feel like something's gonna happen at the festival that's beyond everybody's control. Like maybe like a rainstorm or something. And it's gonna be a decision as to how you react in that moment. Are you choosing to be joyful? Are you choosing to let things roll over your back when, you know, when negative things happen? Just choosing. It's all coming down to choosing joy. See, I feel like something might happen. Like, oh gosh, a power outage just came to mind. I hope that doesn't happen. Remember, this is just a story. But just in case it does happen, let's plan. How are we going to choose to react in that moment? Well, these things can happen. So let's choose to take a breath. It's crazy because, guess what? The trains have been delayed because of the same thing. People need to get there. Yeah, absolutely. So then let's make a plan of action of like what we can do to avoid like a crash out if that happens at the festival. Yeah, definitely. For sure, definitely network. And then what makes a good impression when you're networking is your ability to keep it under control as, you know, things are happening around you. And you might encounter people that you want to network with and they're having a crash out because things are going wrong around the festival. I think inability to de-escalate and calm them down can make a really good impression. Going to events relate to my passions. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But remember, it's not just about you. In collaborative art, it's about everybody. Exactly. Exactly. And that's leadership, right? Taking the lead in calming everybody down and remembering that, you know, these things happen, it's gonna get fixed. Yeah, I want to know something. Tell me. I'm waiting with bated breath. I was saying all the ideas in my head about my first film. I felt strongly to go to the bookstore. always about self-love or something. Yes. And we always have to start there. Good. So it sounds like you were already nurturing. Yeah. you gotta you gotta nurture your passions and and find a way to balance them in your life. What was the visualization technique? Ooh, that's so cute. I love that idea. I love how that's a self love spell, but it's also like manifesting. Wow. But you know what? It was the end of a cycle, and we were able to get out of a situation that might lead to a better situation. Like, I bet you didn't have, like, time to do the film festival or anything, like, with that other job going on. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Because that's just the way it goes, you know? Man, that's crazy. I think the film festival is going to be what you make of it. I'm looking forward to it for you. Ah! I haven't seen it yet, don't spoil it. Okay. Okay. That's so cool. I love it when stuff just like comes together like that. I love that. That is so cool. Cool. That's so awesome. It sounds like you're really in your spiritual zone right now. Sounds like you're really in touch with like your deities and you're totally fine. I welcome rambling. Um what was I saying? Sounds like you're really in touch with like where you're at right now spiritually. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, definitely. I'm so excited for you to make new friends. Just earlier, I did a poll, and it was like, um, get out of your comfort zone by talking to people. and uh, I don't know if you stream at all, but it's been very like, I have such a long way, man. Definitely give yourself credit and celebrate your small victories. And you know what? Celebrate your losses as well. It's okay to throw a little funeral for your old job. Well, if you get the opportunity to, and if you're a yapper, um, then streaming's definitely something that you could do. You could do something that I do is productivity streams, and I just work on like the logistics of whatever I'm doing. Um, I got to take away the day I got fired. As you should. As you should. Ain't nobody should be cooking when they get fired. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to Paradise and You. Absolutely. Absolutely. And remember, this is just a story, not necessarily anything like set in stone, not necessarily about you or somebody else that you know. It's just a story that the cards are telling us. You take care as well, and good luck at the festival. It's going to be wonderful. I'm manifesting that for you. Alright, Paradise and You. Let me go ahead and cross you off the list here. There we go. Do you have any particular question? Welcome back. Health journey for a long, keep losing focus on staying disciplined. What could I look at further to view my healing journey as less of a chore? Shifting perspective about it all. Okay. Let's see. I am. Go ahead and they are 50 channel points. And that's just so I can see you in the activity feed because the queue isn't working. Also, thank you for the follow. Did I cut that already? I'm gonna shuffle it again. Hello. I'm just doing a reading for Paradise and You real quick. I did? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's see. Alright, the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, look at his little bee! And he's spreading honey on toast. I will get you right after Paradise and You, Leo, okay? Leo. Okay. There we go. You're on the list. So the King of Swords is like the CEO of communication. They are not necessarily a natural communicator, but they have worked their way, like they have put a lot of work and effort into learning how to communicate and are able to teach others and lead others in communicating well with each other. So we're starting out strong with the King of Swords here. Then we have the Two of Swords. Twos are about partnerships, and that's also in communication. So maybe, let me pull another card and see what's going on. We then have Strength. Okay. Okay, so the King of Swords, the Two of Swords, and Strength. We have a situation where there's been a verbal conflict. Not necessarily a conflict, but they've been chopping some fruit up. See? So there's been some chopping. Let me pull some more cards, see what's coming. We've got the Two of Wands in reverse, so a blocked spiritual partnership. The Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Okay. I'm going to go with the Major Arcana here to take the lead. Strength. Strength is, let's see. So I'm going to go with the Fool's Journey here. So the Fool is presented on the Fool's Journey. The Fool is presented with more challenges over time, and he develops strength, courage, and tenacity, and he keeps going forward despite setbacks. We have the King of Swords. Kings are, we have 10, 11, 12, 13. That's interesting. Highly skilled adult, mentor, source, communication, making decisions, thoughts, ideas, words, actions. Spades. In other tarot decks, the swords are spades. Or in like a regular playing card deck, it's the spades. And spades are, shovels that are meant for digging things up over time. I think we're digging deep to find strength. I think we're you have the Six of Wands and the Two of Wands. Let me double check my notes here. Choices. Harmony, cooperation, and healing. So harmony, the Six of Wands is all about harmony, cooperation, and healing, and that's coming at the very end of this. So it's looking like whatever's going on up here is going to help heal. The Seven of Pentacles, I think sevens in this case is reflection over earthly materials. I think reflecting on things that, it might be time to downsize, or it might be time to go through and see what things are, do the Marie Kondo thing of like what things spark joy and what things don't. Um, hmm, the Two of Wands. I'm going to pull a clarification card up here. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Whoops. As modified by the Seven of Wands. Okay. This is a really spiritual journey that you're going on. It's not just spiritual, it's, because you're dealing with your health. Like, this is, every part of you is involved. Your spirit, your emotions, your body, and, oh my gosh, what's the fourth one? And your words. I think, because what's confusing me is this Two of Swords, but maybe you've been saying negative things about yourself, or there's been some negative self-talk, or maybe words that doctors have said have hit you the wrong way, and you're trying to be strong, and you're trying to find strength, but it's just your ability to get past that is just getting blocked. I think the healing will come once you refocus on your, like, what is going to nurture your body, what is going to nurture your voice, what is going to nurture your emotions, and what is going to nurture your oh my god, I keep forgetting the fourth one. Your spirit. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I think let's see. I know it feels like a chore, but I think something that might help. We're seeing a lot of pentacles and we're seeing a lot of wands. Maybe I'm drawn to this card here, the Six of Wands, which is all about healing and motivation and all of that. And it's got these sweet little blossoms and these little bumblebees that are growing out of the wands. I wonder if getting you out into nature more frequently might help you feel less like it's just less like it's a chore to take care of yourself. Maybe doing, I don't know what kind of health issues you have. I don't know what your mobility is, but doing things that, center around nature, I think might help you reconnect and break up this this wall between you and your healing. What do you think? I may be way off base here. I think that's why this strength card is coming up, because you're pushing through and you're pushing through, and you're kind of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. But when you think about it, nobody can pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I think this Two of Wands. Do you have anybody that you're like partnering with to help you, like other than the doctor? Like, do you have any friends who you can go with spiritually and like share your medical journey with? Because I think if you have friends, then they might help you get out into nature more. If you ask them to hang out and like go to a park, or even just like go out to your porch. If you have a porch, not everybody has a porch. Not everybody has green space. But if you can, if there's a tree or a bush nearby, something that I do is I make little brooms out of trees, their little branches and their leaves. I have a partner, but we aren't on a similar wave when it comes to spiritual things. We're both trying to do better about our health. Gotcha. So, like, you can't really come beside, like, they can't really come beside you. Yeah. Man. I think there's a lot of clutter. It might be time, because the Seven of Pentacles is talking about like reflection on like material things. It might help you guys with your health if you're able to get rid of some things, and just get rid of the clutter. I just cleaned my desk for the first time in like months today, and I feel so much better. So, and that's just like one little thing. It's interesting how the amount of clutter in our surroundings can clutter up our minds and get in the way of our healing. I injured my leg really bad last year, and I was in a wheelchair for like most of the year, and I wasn't able to clean up things, and I feel like I was in that chair longer than I needed to be because I wasn't able to clean things up. I think having a clean environment, or at least like doing some spring cleaning or summer cleaning, I think that is super important to do. You got a new perspective? Okay, good. Do you have any questions or thoughts? Remember, this is just a story that the cards are telling, so it can be whatever you make of it. I getcha. I getcha. You like this? Okay, good. I'm glad. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Leah, okay? Leah, okay, are you still here? Woo! Yay! Welcome back. Do you have any particular question for the cards? It's so funny. A lot of those cards had come up in previous readings tonight, and I was like, oh dang, I keep pulling the same cards. I wonder if like they're getting sticky or whatever from the oils on my hands. But I love that they meant something. Should I make the decision to move out? If you have to ask the question, the answer is yes. I don't even have to pull cards to tell you that. I think a better question should be like, what is the strategy to move out? Do you want to do that instead? You got it. Sorry if I was a little brusque. Alright. Cut the deck. I know it'll be better for my mental health. What is it? Oh, yeah, dude. I'm expecting a lot of cups in this reading. Watch it be no cups. Two of Cups in reverse. Okay. So we're going to have a little bit of trouble finding a roommate. Ace of Cups in reverse. Just so worried I'm not capable of it and scared. Don't be scared. It is scary. So I shouldn't say don't be scared. Instead I should say do it scared. Because it'll be so good for you. It'll be so good for you. The Ace of Cups is about a new spiritual journey, a new emotional journey, which this is going to be a very emotional journey for you moving out. It's blocked, as is the Two of Cups, so it may take some time to get moving out, and that's okay. It's okay to take your time and save up and just wait until you're ready. We also have the Two of Swords in reverse. The Two of Swords is about, twos are about partnerships and duality and choices, and swords are about communication, typically. Since this is reversed, I'm gonna say that there's things not being said, a lack of communication that's happening, that's leading to maybe like inability to not find a roommate, or like an inability to cohabitate with the people that you currently live with. Oh, we have the High Priestess in reverse. Let me double check. The High Priestess is all about the mysterious subconscious. So since she's in reverse, I'm going to say that oh, there's an ad break. Okay. I'm going to wait until the ad break is done. We then have the Hanged Man in reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. That's super exciting. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. All right. I think so. Is everybody back? All right, awesome. Okay. So while you were away, we pulled the High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess is all about listening to your intuition. She is the mysterious subconscious of the Fool, which is this bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kind of I'm gonna go do it kind of character. And so she's in reverse. Maybe things that are in the subconscious are coming to the surface. Next, we have the Hanged Man in reverse. I would say, let's see. Let me make sure I check my notes because I don't want to talk out of my ass. Gotcha. That's exactly what I was thinking. So, the Hanged Man is about like maybe you're in limbo. You're not sure where to start or when to make a move. Now is the time to make that choice because it's in reverse. Now is the time to start saving up, to start making those money moves, to make this move happen. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is so fun. You're gonna get lucky. Oh, I hope you get the best roommate ever, or you don't have to have a roommate, or whatever is your dream situation. So yeah, it's looking like the Two of Cups. So just to review, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. That's going to be partnerships and duality, as it pertains to your emotions. When the cups are reversed, it's like these things are pouring out, right? So, we have like maybe there's two of you that are living together in a space, or maybe it's you against a part, like two halves of a relationship, or Basically, my situation is my family is moving, and I think out of the city, and I've just got accepted into school and promoted at work, so I'd like to stay here. So next thing I do, she needs to move along. Oh, wow. I think you should do it. I think you should do it. I think it's gonna take some saving up, but I think just looking at the Hanged Man here, I think it's time to make a decision, and it would be a good one to make. I think let's think of it. So now we have this story in front of us. Let's also think of it from another perspective, right? So let's say that we do move out and things don't go well, and you you end up not being able to afford an apartment, or you get a crazy roommate, or any number of things could happen. Gotcha. Do you have the money to move out by June 13th, or would you need extra money? I would need extra. I have money saved, but it's for a car. Gotcha. Gotcha. Are the school and work near each other at all? Like, do you think public transportation might be an option? Okay. Well, I don't want to tell you what to do with your money, because that would be stepping over a line. Well, hey, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe you'll hear back that you got it. I hope so too. I just landed a job that I was for sure that I didn't get. Um, like I walked out of there, I was like, "There's no chance I'm getting this job," and they were like, "We would like to offer you the position," and so, hey, things can happen. But remember that this is just a story, right? This is just one way that things can go, and I think the High Priestess being here reminds us that we need to follow our intuition. Thank you so much. Um, I think if your intuition is saying stay where you're at, I think you should follow your intuition, because it'll ultimately lead to the greatest happiness for you. But there's also a time and a place to, move with your family. If it's like totally not doable to stay where you're at, then you can always start over at another location. But it sounds like things are really going well for you here. You're getting, accepted to school, you're getting promoted at work. I think, like, you gotta stay. But I will say, if I can be unbiased for a second, that's me saying that. That's not the cards. That's just my own personal wisdom coming from me. The cards are saying follow your intuition, feel what you need to feel. You're going to be on a new journey emotionally no matter what. There's going to be a little bit of conflict when it comes to conversation and speaking and uh, communication. Goodness gracious. But there is some luck coming your way. Absolutely. Do you have any other questions or comments or concerns? How will it go if she moves out? 5 of Cups in reverse, looking like a lot of options emotionally. But they are being blocked by something. Fives are about conflict, change, and instability, but it's also about like grace, and having grace for yourself. It'll be very emotional no matter what. Oh, and then we get the Lovers. I think you're gonna get. Oh. I think you're gonna get a really good. a really good roommate. Well, it's not necessarily a love interest. It could be a partnership, like a really good partnership or really good, like, union. Let's see. Could also be a crossroads in decision making. You want to consider all the options and possible consequences of doing this thing. I think having a bestie roommate would be awesome. I would so love that for you. I think you're going to get into housing and you're going to have a really cool roommate. I'm manifesting that for you. But then again, I am just so we're on the same page. I'm a Twitch tarot reader. So we'll see. This is all just a story. But I would love for you to have a bestie roommate. I think that would be super cool. Let me pull one more card. The 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. I think you're gonna make lots of friends. And, you're gonna come into, your own and set up new foundations for the rest of your life if you do that. I think you gotta stand by yourself, and stand by your own successes. You're absolutely welcome. I appreciate you coming in. Does anybody else want a tarot reading today? Alright. I think if nobody else is looking for a tarot reading, I think I might just call the stream there. I think I'm gonna... Let me make sure that my chat settings are so that anybody can respond. Okay. Slow mode, shield mode off. Start sharing chat. Alrighty. I'm gonna find somebody to raid. Let me figure out how to do that. No. It's hard to find somebody to raid. Let's see. Yeah, I think so. I think I found somebody that we can raid. If you would like to. Alright. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I really appreciate you. Let's go on and let's see. I think I'll just end the stream. I don't think I'll raid. But thank you for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.